Hello there, dividend growth stock investors. It's me again, Colby, the DGI Crab, where we try to make investing in dividend stocks and ETFs simple, fun, entertaining, and take a lot of the guesswork out of the process. Before I get started on this latest episode, I will preface everything by saying I'm not a licensed professional financial advisor, and the opinions expressed in this video are just this one crab's opinion. You should always do your own due diligence before investing in any security. All right, everyone. So this is just episode 2 in this series here on a young channel. We are doing a $5 weekly investment into 8 individual dividend-paying ETFs, some of the most popular dividend growth ETFs on the market. And this has just been one that I've been really exciting to see how it would play out. Got the ball rolling on this a couple of weeks ago. We're going to do this every other Tuesday. So make sure to hit those good YouTube buttons. You know what they are already. And that way you can check back in every so often here and see how this race is coming along. The point of this series is to show that anyone can invest in dividend growth stocks and start accumulating wealth for the long term with even just a small amount of money and a small amount of knowledge. You don't have to be a stock nerd like me to look for undervalued companies and all of that stuff. You could just pick an ETF or 2 or 3 or even 8 and just invest every single week, slowly but surely, and hopefully you will see results. So let's jump in. Let's close this guy out here and take a look at how the portfolio is coming along. So I have set this up on the SoFi investing platform. SoFi is my just side brokerage. I've kind of used it on again, off again for a little while for different purposes. But for right now, I felt like this was a really nice place to set up this little experiment here and see how things move along. So here are our 8 ETFs. If you didn't tune in for episode 1, we're doing $5 into each every week into the Vanguard Small Cap ETF, VBR, the SPDR or SPIDER portfolio of S&P 500 High Dividend ETF, SPYD, the Schwab US Dividend Equity ETF, SCHD, Vanguard High Dividend Index ETF, VYM, Wisdom Tree US High Dividend ETF, DHS, iShares Core Dividend Growth ETF, DGRO, Vanguard Dividend Appreciation ETF, ETF, and Vanguard International High Dividend Yield ETF, VYMI. So after about 3 weeks and 4 total deposits into this account here, so we've done 4 $5 deposits every single week now, so we're up to $20 invested into each. The early front runner here is the Vanguard Small Cap Value ETF, VBR. And bringing up the rear are our international friends here, the Vanguard International High Dividend Yield ETF. So because we're still very early on in the process here, we haven't collected any dividends from any of these just yet. SoFi makes that nice and easy for us. Whenever a dividend gets paid out, it's just automatically set up to reinvest the dividend back into the underlying investment. So for right now, all we're looking at is just simple stock value appreciation. Now, it is nice here. They're all up. Even VYMI is up just a little bit here. But right now, the early front runner is, in fact, our Vanguard Small Cap Value. So I thought maybe we'd hop over here to Seeking Alpha and just look under the hood here at VBR and just take a quick peek at some of the stats so you could get a better sense of why I put it in here. So it's got a nice low expense ratio at 0.07%. The yield on the trailing 12 months is just a little above 2%. They've got $52.5 billion in assets under management. This is definitely one of the largest small cap ETFs in terms of assets under management that you're going to find. our holdings here, you'll see our sector breakdown here. It's made up of 20% industrials, 19% financials, about 14% in consumer cyclical. It does have 9.6% in real estate, so we are going to have at least 9.64% of this ETF is going to be, the dividends are going to be taxed at regular income rates. But that's not a huge chunk that's in real estate, so that's not a huge deal. And then we could take a look at some of the top holdings here. We definitely have some nice stocks here. I think I pointed out on episode one of the ones in the top 10 here, Atmos Energy Corporation. This is actually in the tier 2 category for the 31 to 41-year-old stocks to consider investing in that I cover here on the channel. Links to each of the videos on each of the tiers are down in the description below, so you can check that out and see why Atmos made the cut for the 60 individual high-quality dividend growth stocks that this channel covers. We've got 851 total holdings, so lots of diversification here among the value companies in the small cap market. And if we take a look at the dividend stats here, again, we've got a yield right now sitting at about 2.06%. So not a high yielder, not a low yielder either. It's pretty solid overall. It's got a decent 5-year dividend growth rate of about 6.3%. It is going to pay us out quarterly. And let's just take a look at the history here while we're at it. Or actually, wait, no, let's look at the growth and just see what it's done here over the years. So let's see, going all the way back to 2004 since inception. The small caps, the yield's gonna maybe take some swings here and there. You can see we've got some nice growth here, 20%, 17, 14. Then it takes a hit a couple years in a row in the 2008, 2009. This is the financial crisis, bear in mind. So it took a hit here, down 16%, down 17%. So that was a rough stretch, not just for small caps, but for a lot of companies. Rebounds nice, 2010, 19% increase, 6% in 2011, 37% in 2012. So but at that point, it pretty much just erased all of the losses that it had suffered before. Pulled back just a little in 2013 with a 4.4% decrease in the yield. And then we've seen an increase every year since, except 2020, the COVID crisis. So pretty steady here, 2%, 5. That's basically 9 right there, 11, 12, 5. Loses 15% on the yield in 2020. It went from paying $1.82 in 2019 down to $2.38 in 2020. But then look at the 31% recovery in 21. It goes right back up to $3.13. So from 2019, you had $2.82, and then all the way back up to $3.13 in 2021. So we had a hiccup here in 2020, but it recovered nice. And then it's continued to grow. 2022 up 3%, 2023 up almost 18%, and right now it's pacing to outdo what it did last year. We still got another couple of quarters to go here, but if we compare the first 2 quarters last year to the first 2 quarters this year, we got an 89 and an 88 cent payout the first 2 quarters of 2023. And then so far this year, we've gotten a 94 cent and a $1 payout in 2024. So we're definitely trending toward an increase. We'll have to see if these numbers are going to continue moving forward, but certainly off to a pretty nice start so far for VBR, and it is early on here in the number 1 position in the Great ETF Race. So this is a marathon, not a sprint. I expect we'll see different leaders in different weeks as we move along here, and we're not playing favorites. $5 each every single week into each of the 8, and we are going to see how they perform over the course of the long term. If you don't already have an account set up on SoFi, you might consider supporting the channel by clicking the link in the description below where you can get $25 free for signing up for a SoFi account if you wanted to start investing using this particular app. And one of the things that I like here about the SoFi app, just to be transparent here, you'll see I'm doing these 3 recurring cash deposits into this brokerage every single week. And the reason that I'm doing this is because I actually get a 50-cent bonus from SoFi for each of these weekly recurring deposits. You could do up to 3 a week with a minimum of a $50 deposit. And it's just $1.50 a week that I'm getting for free just for rolling money into the account. And I'm investing 40 of it here, obviously, each week into our ETF race. And then the other 110, at least for the short term anyway, I'm just sticking that over in my savings. I'm keeping my emergency savings in the SoFi savings account. So definitely a fan of the app. I'd encourage anybody to check it out if you haven't signed up for one already. Like I said, you use that link down below, you get 25 bucks as a referral for signing up, and that can help me out and the channel out. But certainly no pressure to do so. Just a little FYI for you if you're so inclined or you want to check this out. But I definitely like the app. As I said, I'm getting a free basically $1.50 every single week just for transferring and moving some money around. Not really a big deal. It's all pretty automated, and $1.50 a week certainly isn't a life-changing amount of money. But hey, I'll take what I can get. If I'm not having to really do any work for it, I'll take some free money. So maybe you all can as well. So which one of these 8 is your favorite of these ETFs? Do you have any predictions as to which one you think will be our winner at the end of the year? You know, where are we going to be at the end of 2024? Which one is going to hold that top position? I'm going to keep this race going. I think into the very long-term foreseeable future. But remember, you don't have to have a lot of money. You don't have to have a lot of knowledge of how to invest in the market. You could just set up a little automated plan here and just watch your wealth slowly but surely increase over time. And remember, when it comes to dividend growth stock investing, we are trying to build a house of bricks here, not a house of straws. We want good, qualified, tax-advantaged dividend income that'll grow year over year. Even though it's not get rich quick, it's get rich smart as far as I'm concerned. So patience and perseverance accomplish all things. My name is Colby, the DGI Crab. You can email me any questions you may have at dgicrab@yahoo.com. And again, check the links in the description of the video below to links to other helpful videos, as well as maybe a link to the playlist that I may put here on this video as well, if you want to jump in and see some other videos about ETF coverage. So thanks so much for watching, y'all. Until next time, I'm going to see you on this one 2 weeks from today, where we'll check back in and see what our total of $30 invested in each looks like. And then I will be providing you with a new video every single day except Sundays. So I hope you'll subscribe and check back in on a regular basis, and we can work together to achieve financial freedom. Take care, everybody.